Google just uploaded a video explaining it's going to replace its search engine with generative AI, and I really don't think it's fair that they're allowed to upload a video unaliving themselves to YouTube and we can't. Where's the fairness in that?
I don't know if you knew this, but Google just killed the internet as we know it, and nobody asked them to, because today at Google I/O, they stood on the stage and announced the biggest upgrade to the search box in over 25 years. They completely reimagined it with AI. That blinking cursor that, trained an entire generation on how to think, gone, replaced by an AI that thinks for you. And that should terrify everyone. So here's what they've done. They have now AI mode, Google's conversational interface that bypasses the traditional list of, those rank blue links. It's now the default search experience, not an option, the default. And nearly 7 out of 10 people who search for something on Google now get their answer without ever even clicking a single link. The information superhighway is dead.
We live through the information
It's come to a
age.
complete stop as we know it. What we helped build has pretty much now just trained some bot to do it. We don't think anymore. We don't click on things. We just sit there and expect the answer to be told to us. Digital Trends went from 8.5 million clicks monthly to just 260,000. That's a 97% collapse in web traffic. That's not a dip, that's a wipeout. And here's the thing, the more people use AI, the worse they score on critical thinking tests, man. People are getting dumber. And the effect is strongest in younger people. You get faster and dumber at the same time. Excessive reliance on AI-driven solutions may contribute to cognitive atrophy and shrinking of critical thinking ability. They're not going to slow down. They're actually flooring it. We traded 25 years of building the most powerful information tool in human history for a chatbot that summarizes other people's work, pays nobody for it, and calls it progress. This isn't the future, friends. This is the age of AI slop, one prompt at a time.
She didn't have to cut me off. We were nothing. Your love, but you treat me like so up.
YouTube, welcome back, family, to another episode of Tay Wizzle Reaction. To all my new viewers and my regulars, we on our way to 250 subscribers. Thanks to you all tapping into the channel, showing me y'all love and support. Really appreciate it. If you want to catch me live, you can catch me on TikTok at 8 a.m. at tiktok.com/TayWizzle276. Or you can catch me at kick.com/TayWizzle at 5 p.m. every day except Saturdays. If you got any clips or media that you want to send me, put it in the X community. The link will be down in the description. Today we will be reacting to a video by the name of Google just dropped a bombshell and people are losing it. So for y'all that don't know, man, Google just updated their search policy, and as you know, Google had a search box. When you go on Google to search for the whatever you want to search for, it's a box right there that you type in basically what you're trying to search for. Now Google has reportedly replaced that with AI, and it's supposed to come into effect very soon. But yeah, so instead of you searching or typing in what you're trying to search for, AI gives you the answer automatically. And basically, people are having problems with that, and I think I got a problem with that as well, because that will disrupt critical thinking. Because I know when I go to search for things, a lot of times I don't know how to word it, and sometimes what you know is not how it should be worded. So a lot of the times that sit there and force me to think critically about the best way to word what I'm trying to get the best result for. And now you're not able to do that. So now you just say what you're looking for and AI give you the answer, which is quite simple and convenient for time purposes. But it's definitely making the people dumber. And it's already been reported that people that use AI more have less critical thinking than the person that uses less. So without further ado, we're ready to jump right into the video and see exactly what happened. This video is by That Boy Will. Shout out to bro. And as always, if you like the content, definitely consider hitting that like and subscribe button so you can be notified when I drop a video or when I'm updating y'all on the old one. Let's rock.
Rest in peace to the Google search bar. That's right, so for the first time in 25 years, Google is changing its search page and reimagining it with AI. So with this new intelligent search bar, it's pretty much just going to be run by Google's AI. So essentially you can ask it questions directly from the search bar and ask prompts that you would typically ask from an AI while also still searching. To sum things up, starting next Tuesday, your searches on Google are going to be more centered around AI assistance with AI responses, just a more automated browsing experience. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think Google made the right move?
Me personally, I don't think Google made the right move on this for the simple fact, like, what if you asking it a real question and it's maybe a scientific question or something that just you have to make sure that you're right? Are you going to trust AI to give you the right answer? Because how does it come to the right answer? If you're asking it something very specific and there's different schools of thought, all by professionals, all by people respected in their respective fields, right? You got one of them on the pro side, the other one's on the con side. How does the AI figure out what's what? See, that's the thing I don't like. I would like to be able to go in there, read that. All right, cool. That makes sense. Read that, that doesn't really make too much sense, but be able to come to that conclusion on my own. This is why they're making us dumber, because the AI is going to think for you instead of you actually thinking for yourself and using critical thinking to decipher through the noise, bro. This shit is crazy, bro. Boy, it's going to be like that movie, man. I forgot when, it was in the future and everybody was like a 90 IQ. I forget what it's called, not Dumb and Dumber, but it was another movie, bro. The end goal. I know these politicians know that this is dumbing down the general population, because I feel dumber ever since AI came out. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I don't feel as sharp as I used to.
Well, personally, I think the end goal is to make people dumber. It's to make people dumber, and it's to throw a wrench in the process of everybody waking up. In my opinion, they know everybody is waking up, and one of the main sources is the internet. Because if I got further knowledge, I post it on my page and I can share it with you all. Those that seek it will eventually come to those type of posts, further refining their intellect. So if they can force you an answer, if they can force you to ingest an answer that they concocted, then they can start to mislead everybody. Because if a person's trying to get conscious, but if you don't understand something, and like we all do today, we go to Google to figure out certain meanings or this, that, and the third. And like he said, if AI is spewing you the wrong information, then you have been misinformed. And then when you teach that or take that to somebody else or somewhere else, you misinforming them. You passing on the misinformation. And I think that's what their whole purpose is. They trying to slow down the knowledge being spread abroad. They don't want us waking up, man.
Today, Google is making its search engine entirely AI. You will no longer have the experience of just typing in a query and getting a list of blue links to relevant sites. Give me 60 seconds because this one is diabolical. Here is what just changed. Two things, and both of them change how every person on the internet finds information. Number one, the Google results page is no longer a list of websites. It is now an AI-built interface. Google said it themselves. Search will create custom dashboards, trackers, and mini apps right inside the search page. The answers will stay on Google and you don't have to click out to a website anymore. Number two, Google just launched search agents. AI that actually monitors the internet for you 24 hours a day. You do not search anymore. The AI decides what you should see and sends it to you. The reader stops looking and the AI starts choosing. Now here is the part nobody is saying out loud. For 25 years, you have searched the same way. You typed a question and you got a list of sources. You decided which one to trust. You compared, you clicked, and you formed your own opinion. That skill is what Google trained you in. Google just deleted that ranking system. Now one AI gives you one answer. You do not see the sources. You do not compare. You don't even need to verify. You read what is given to you. The most powerful research tools humans built in the last 25 years just became a closed loop. Here's the problem that I have is AI gets things wrong confidently, often, and you will repeat answers that may not be true. Here is what you can do right now. Stop relying on Google as your primary source of attention and information. Build
was just
something
going to
that
say
you can control: an email list, a Substack, a podcast feed, a paid community. Move 10% of your effort there this week, then 20, then 50. This is insane. 25 years of how the internet worked just ended. The people who saw it coming is about to win. The people who keep waiting will lose.
And see, like they just said, like, bro, AI be confidently wrong. And that's because the people who programming it have certain guardrails, because they don't want you to go too deep and get what's called forbidden information. So, for that reason, when you ask certain questions, they purposely mislead you. And now that that's integrated in the basic search engine, what do you think is going to happen if you searching a controversial topic on some information that they don't want available? I don't even think like they're going to give you a prompt that say, oh, no results. I think they're going to give you an answer that you're going to run with thinking that that's right, and it's going to be misleading. But that's what I was getting ready to say. The main thing is going to be is just to now make Google not your primary search engine. I think I use Bing. Bing is another good one. But I know we all used to Google, but hey, you got to detach.
So Google just seem to have decided that they don't want to be the world's most popular search engine anymore. They've now announced a groundbreaking transformation of the Google search bar that we all know and tolerate, basically turning it into another AI search function. They made a full, catchy, upbeat YouTube video trying to explain what this was and why this needed to happen, and I still didn't get it. They want to turn the Google search bar where you type something in and get ranked websites based on relevance or whatever, and they want to turn that into basically a chatbot. Google wants to force you to have a conversation with an AI chatbot in order to get any search results, essentially. Basically, these big tech firms are spending billions and billions of dollars on AI data centers and AI investments and AI tools that not only aren't seeing a return, but are things that people are actively hostile towards, which they should be. Only do they have a product that can't make money, but they've also got a product that everyone hates, which makes it even harder for it to make money, even though it already doesn't. What they're doing is forcing these AI features into things that people use every day so that people are forced to use them, so that they can then go to the next board meeting and go, look, everyone's using our AI. Isn't that wonderful? Wasn't all that money we spent worthwhile? And in reality, the 1 billion monthly users using Google AI mode are probably people who clicked on it by accident. No, people are not using Google's AI summaries. They're just being forced on us so it looks like we're using them. This entire artificial intelligence industry is a scam. Google, one of the biggest companies in the world, is actively getting ready to destroy one of their most marketable pieces of branding in order to try and keep this scam going. Google is either going to promptly reverse this decision the moment the public backlash gets too severe, just like TikTok had to, or Google is going to watch helpless as huge chunks of their user base flock to other search engines. If this becomes a thing, the only thing I'm going to use it for is asking it how I can change the search engine on my phone. And I don't think I'll ever talk to it again. I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that absolutely nobody wants this. Just smug, arrogant tech bros who have spent too much money on AI and now need to make it look worthwhile at the next board meeting. How are you messing it up this badly? You guys are literally Google. Just my opinion, follow for more.
It is high time to start de-Googling your life, y'all. Because Google's push to force feed us AI should tell you everything you need to know about how Google's trying to operate right now. So what is to be done? Well, shameless plug, I made a video about 6 months ago on this very topic. It gives you the brief rundown of what things you can replace with what. Still relevant today. There's also some great resources online when you search in DuckDuckGo, de-Google. All right, have fun de-Googling.
Yeah, bro, it's getting wild out here.
Google just announced a major change to search. Now, instead of 10 blue links, it'll be just AI. Starting this week, if you ask a question or search for something on Google, instead of showing you 10 sites from around the web, it'll show you an expanded AI box and encourage you to converse with its chatbot about your query. If you haven't been a fan of Google's AI mode or AI overviews, this is bad news. Because while you can still scroll down to find regular links, the company is making it much harder to avoid AI search. We've all seen that AI search results can often be incomplete incomplete or wrong. And as Google diverts even more traffic away from regular websites, it's going to get harder for those publishers to stay operational and keep generating trustworthy information for the AI to then take. So if this isn't your bag, you do have other options. DuckDuckGo, for instance, lets you turn off AI summaries and filter out AI generated. You can use DuckDuckGo by adding an extension in Chrome or Firefox, by going into your Chrome settings and changing your default search engine, or by downloading the DuckDuckGo app from an app store. Once you're in the DuckDuckGo app, you can then go to your settings and turn off AI search results, as well as hide any AI generated images. Maybe easiest, you can just go to noai.duckduckgo.com for a completely AI free search.
Yo, bro, I just don't understand how I have never seen DuckDuckGo before, bro. I just don't know how that's even possible. This is crazy, dog. Bing could have the most legendary comeback right now if they wanted to. They ain't lying, bro. I remember Bing was the shit when I was in college, bro.
Just told y'all about Bing, and they added like some new features and shit. So it's kind of like Google. Like, it look good too. I think everything 4K. Like, give it a try though. But the other search too, DuckDuckGo. And they got no AI version, so that's cool.
Why can you no longer Google the word disregard? Last week, Google announced that they're making its biggest change in over 25 years. Google search box will be replaced with an AI conversational engine, which instead of a list of links, which we've been used to for the past 25 years, we're going to see that replaced with AI overviews. Many people aren't happy with this because this is killing the notion of an open web. Additionally, AI can provide inaccurate responses and pretty much not exactly what you're looking for. When you search for the word disregard, instead of getting a definition, you would get this AI generated response. This has since been patched, but still users are not receptive to the amount of AI that's being shoved into products that we use every single day. With this change, DuckDuckGo has seen an uptick of 30% of users because they allow you to filter out AI search results. AI is a very powerful technology, but it requires a certain finesse to harness it into an interface that's actually making it usable for users. With consumer sentiment of AI rapidly decreasing, we'll just have to wait and see if this was ultimately a good decision on their part.
Software engineer at Google is accused of illegally making more than $1 million on Polymarket with insider information. Now, officials say he
Today, Google just
a Google software engineer just.
So in a huge day for Google, they just told you they're not a search company anymore, and I'm gonna bet that you know what kind of company it now is. The Google Developer Conference happened today. It's called Google AI I/O, and it was just AI Mania. Launches, product demos, everything was about agents, automation, and AI. And the big spoiler is, bittersweet, the search bar that you know and love is getting a major transformation. So the launch density and volume was just dizzying, and this is simply day one. They announced a new model, a personal AI agent, different AI smart glasses, a video generator, a Mythos competitor, and then they closed the keynote by saying that AGI is on the horizon. Everyone just applauded something that a couple years ago would have been like a massive thing to say. I want to break this all down for you so that you don't have to watch hours of content where the words Gemini and AI start to lose all meaning. You're welcome. So first, Gemini Spark. This is the big one. This is Google's personal AI agent. It runs on a virtual machine in Google's cloud, meaning it works even when your laptop is shut, your phone is in your pocket. This is their answer to OpenClaw and Claude Cowork. It's your full-time 24/7 executive assistant, like your Don Draper. It's your secretary, but with less misogyny. You can email it, text it, it reads your Gmail, your calendar, your files, your photos. It plans tasks, it breaks them into steps, and it does them while you're asleep. Something that's obviously built into the whole concept here is that it encourages you to use the Google universe more. Google Apps, Google Drive, that is the database that it works from. Google wants this to be a thing that runs your life for $100 a month, and they want you to remember that that's cheap for an executive assistant that doesn't sleep and doesn't have mental breakdowns that we know of yet. Beta launches for AI Ultra subscribers next week, and there's a full rollout with Chrome and third-party apps over the summer. Obviously, there are definitely privacy and security questions about an agent getting all of your data and your credentials, but Google did not address this in the keynote, so they get the keys to all your data for $100 a month. You get to let your brain slowly atrophy as a computer runs your life. And then there's Gemini 3.5 Flash. This is the engine underneath everything else that Google announced today. It's going to be 4 times faster than competing frontier models, cheap enough that Google can run it on every single search without going broke. That is the real breakthrough. You can't put AI on 2.5 billion searches a month unless it's fast and cheap and works.
I hate to be the party pooper, but it's a couple of things that's wrong with this. For one, who even asked them to do this? So I guess the top companies, I'm talking about the biggest of the biggest, they just don't even see what they consumers want anymore, right? They just done made so much money, they like, fuck what we think. Crazy, because we the ones who even got them in that position. Secondly, we can clearly see that this is another tool for control. What do they want to control? The information. Like I said before, people was becoming more and more awake every day. And one of the main sources is the internet. The internet can refer you to books, teachers, videos, all type of things that can educate us on what we're looking for. Hence, the reason why we have a more awakened consciousness today. We are in the age of information. Then, this is a democracy. I thought that we the people chose what we wanted and how we wanted this shit to go. Again, it's like certain laws and rules don't apply for big companies. I guess they outside the law, huh? But for them doing this, I predict that they definitely will lose a lot of traffic and users. Say a 30% increase already on the site that was mentioned that don't have AI features. Or well, more so you could turn the AI features off. So this definitely, I didn't think it was about money, even though I knew money was involved, but I didn't think this was, specifically about money. If I was to give you a percentage before, when I first started the video, I would have said this was 10% about money. But now I'm going to say it's about half. Half for control, the other half is for money. Because I was totally unaware that all this bull crap that we didn't even ask for comes at the cost of $100 subscription. Another bill, something else we did not subscribe to or we didn't ask for. It's already enough things on the internet that's basic, so it should be free anyway, but we gotta pay for. Who finna add a personal AI assistant to their bills? Especially when you don't even need to use it that much. Like, I literally don't need to use Google search engines every day. And then, finally, they are making this at the cost of what for our nature and our environment. Like they say, the data centers and building data centers, we gotta sacrifice jobs, we sacrifice clean air, and we sacrifice land, trees, just to build data centers. And y'all know data centers power AI. So, what I want to know is, for something this powerful, for AI assistant this convenient, I wonder what's the size of the facility where they house the main computer that's powering this service. And I can only imagine the data centers that has to support this. And again, what was sacrificed for that? What natural resources did we lose that we already can't afford just because of the population? I seen the video a couple of years ago where I think it was a Rothschild. He was saying, bro, the natural resources been ran out. I was just talking to somebody about that. Like, bro, we using up all these resources. We finna run out. All these markets, they stock. All the stores be stocked up. All around the world, supplying billions of people. Where is they getting this shit from? The population is only growing. But to my surprise, allegedly it been ran out. And that's supposedly why they feeding us all this artificial and processed garbage. And that's why depopulation is one of their main agendas. But I'm not finna blabble on too long. I want to hear what you all think. Let me know if you think this is a good idea from Google or not. If you believe this is a good idea, please and kindly explain why in the comment section. And if you don't think this is a good idea, of course, we don't need you to say why, but tell me if you would use it anyway. But if you do have any reasons other than the reasons why I said I wouldn't use it, definitely tell me as well. And as always, if you made it this far in the video, please hit that like and subscribe button so you can be notified when I drop one or when I'm updating you on the old one. We're on our way to 250 subscribers. Thanks to you all. I want to appreciate everybody for tapping in, showing me y'all love and support on the channel. I really appreciate it. If you want to catch me live, you can catch me on TikTok.com/TayWizzle276 at 8 a.m. Or you can catch me kick.com/TayWizzle at 5 p.m. every day except Saturdays. And if you got any clips that you want to send me, you can put it in the X community. The link will be down in the description. I thank everybody for stopping by and pulling up on me. I really appreciate it. It's been another episode of TayWizzle Reactions. I love and appreciate y'all. See y'all in the next video. Thank you for watching.
She didn't have to cut me off. We were nothing.